Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And this time, I want to take a look at this book. This is the only one, this is Diabolik, number 2. This is the only one I've got. I think I had one or two other volumes previously, but I think I've gotten rid of them over the years. This is digest-sized. It is a self-contained story, and it is of European origin. This is an Italian title, translated into English. And it says here, Pacific Comics Club Mini Euro. And you see the symbol on the back there. They did a lot of reprinting stuff from strips and the like. And this is Diabolik, which is an Italian comic series created in 1962 by sisters Angela and Luciana Guasani. We'll see if that... Sorry, that's undoubtedly butchered those names. And Diabolik is one of the most popular series in the history of Italian comics, consisting of more than 900 volumes. The protagonist, Diabolik himself, is an anti-heroic thief, and the stories appear in a series of monthly black and white digest-sized comics, or digest-sized books. And from what I understand, this was the first book published there at these dimensions. One of the creators saw that this was that people were taking the trains, commuting, and reading a lot of books. So they decided they were going to do it on this size, so because it fit easily into a pocketbook or a coat pocket, and to be carried rather than the larger standard sized European style comics. And so I guess thereafter, this was the first one, and it started a whole trend for these smaller comics like this, which just happens to be the same dimensions as our American Digest sized comics. Okay, and the series takes place in the fictitious town of Clerval. It's in Italy, and Diabolik is a ruthless thief, not hesitating to kill anyone necessary to achieve his goals. He is assisted by his lover, Eva Kent. Eventually, the character developed ethics and a sense of honor. He focused on robbing and killing other criminals, and he has been pursued by Inspector Ginkgo. It has been adapted to film a few times. In 1968 was Danger Diabolik. I've heard of that before, but I have never seen it. It's an Italian film. And an as yet incompleted trilogy. First one from 2021 is Diabolik. And then volume 2 from 2022 is Ginkgo Attacks. And I don't know the title of the third one, which has yet to come out, at least at the time of my research. And it also has sprung into a radio show and an animated TV series and a series of novels. And I think I have seen one or more of the novels before, but I don't have any of them. I could be mistaken as well, misremembering. And I also think I've had one or two other ones. I don't know how long this was published in the U.S. This is from 1986, and it is number 2. I don't think they started with the very first issue, but it does look like it's from the 60s. I don't know if but I imagine it probably still in production with undoubtedly other creators over this time. But and this cover illustration, no credits on that, so I don't know which was the writer, which was the artist, or if they worked together on both. And it's unusual, especially for the time, as a women's female produced book, from the 60s, because it is very, very rough as far as characters. The characters are very rough, as somewhat bloodthirsty, and although the artwork is very, very lovely, and very little in the way of romance, as one might assume from that time period for female creators. And the character himself, Diabolik himself, the way he's drawn, he has a very sinister look. He is a master of disguise, and so he changes identities to infiltrate, because he focuses on, well, he's a thief, but he focuses largely on stealing from other thieves, other criminals. And those are the ones he doesn't mind killing, as in here. I'm not going to cover the whole story. I'm going to give you a brief overview. And we'll take a look at the artwork. I want to keep this one shorter than I have a tendency to go over. Okay, Diabolik. This cover illustration, whether it was done by the original creators or not, it is a recreation of the splash panel here, splash page, the Fatal Deception. But you can see it's then makes him more merciful. It has more of a superhero look to it. Notice the difference in his knife, everything. It's like they just copied it or transferred it and then re-inked it, bulking it up a bit and making small subtle changes for an American audience. It's very nice, realistic artwork, and good visual storytelling in here. But it's not overly dynamic as we would think it for American comics for the action, but it has its share of action in it. Okay, and we start off with Diabolik himself at this place, trying to rob to steal a sapphire, a giant sapphire from someplace. And find out it's already been stolen. He gets there, he finds out where it's hidden. The cops are hearing that it's supposed to be stolen from the underworld. He gets in to steal it, and it's not where it's supposed to be. He's getting away, and he finds out where the actual hiding place was supposed to be, and it's not there. But you can see the nice draftsmanship, and you can see just this. You don't see his whole face, but just right there, very sinister look in his eyes, which is undoubtedly where he gets the Diabolik name. Well, he got away, found out this gem wasn't there. They found out it was stolen, and he's overhearing. But where he's hiding, he can overhear stuff with the cops and everything. Here he is with Eva, his lady. There you get a good look at his face, and he just has a villainous very, very sinister appearance, while being undoubtedly a very handsome man. And you see how lovely the young lady is here. And he finds out about this old guy who's going to be like the fencer involved in it. Diabolik has no qualms about killing him, and then disguising himself as this fellow, and he gets in with the other criminals until finally his cover is blown. He has to fight his way. Well, it's going to be later. Fight his way out, and then have a lot of stuff going on with the actual criminals. They've got some schemes going on to betray one another. But you can see the real nice artwork. And unfortunately, the dead guy is discovered, and that's how his cover is blown. And then the criminals have betrayed one another. One of the ladies takes off with one of the other criminals. They take off. Actually, the insurance investigator was involved in it too, and they killed one of the other criminals. And they take off with the stone. Some very lovely, and again you can see very nice artwork. And they wind up running across the lady who had done the double crossing and took off with the diamond. There's a real nice one right there. Nice with the sapphire. And everything falls apart. Diabolik gets in, undisguised again, and he uses little darts concealed in the glasses as he's disguised as somebody else, and knocks everybody out. And he thinks he's trying to get the gem, but things fall apart. The other girl from the group of thieves is trying to. It's all convoluted. Very exciting. Winds up with a chase, and somehow, Diabolik and his girl get away, but they don't have. They got away. All the other crooks got caught, but no one's got the gem. When it turns out that they discover, oh my gosh, they got the purse of the criminal lady, and the gem was right there in plain sight on her purse. So they got away with the gem. The other criminals got caught, put away, but Diabolik and his lady got away scot-free. And it's some fun reading. Nice adventure. It's a nice departure from superheroes. I don't usually like where the villains are actually good guys, or the heroes, but he's, like I said, he's an anti-hero. It is surprising that it's a female creation, because it doesn't feel like that. So I hope that's a good introduction to you. I hope you can find it someplace if you're interested in finding it. I'm sure there's some of the copies can be found on Amazon or what have you. So thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Have you ever heard of Diabolik? Have you ever read any of the Diabolik? Or seen the movies? Because I'm interested in seeing the movies. So let me know what you think. And remember, comics are art.